Facebook Live yet.
Let's build some amplifiers. Do y'all even know what they do? Do you know how many amps they draw? Do you know how much voltage they need? How much drive do you put in these things, and what's my standing weight? Oh, my reflector's high, I'm gonna burn this junk.
Alright, let's see some people slide in here. Alright, we got looks like 6 YouTubers and 6 Facebookers. Hello everybody. Yeah. It's Wednesday, isn't it? Yeah, it's Hump Day! Alright everybody, this is something that that's been one of these deep rabbit holes for years is with the HGs. I wasn't very confident in the two driving 8, for example, two driving anything for a long time. And again, I grossly overlooked the performance of the standard 2879s and really grossly overlooked the 2290s, 1446s, and the 454s. So with that said, as you guys all know, for the past 2-3 months, I've been down this rabbit hole. What's going on, Mike? How are you? The Bassmaster himself out of the Keystone. So I've been down this rabbit hole for a bit, and someone finally, I was getting ready to build one, but someone called me up and they said, hey, I want to try one of your 2x8s and see how they work out. Now I've done plenty of 8 builds. You guys seen them one after another, and then in this particular 2x8, the guy wanted to use the 2 2290s. I can get 2 1446s or 2 454s to run just as well. I'm really partial to the 1446s, guys. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I really like those transistors. They get up and go. But when I build either a 2290, a 454 box, or a 1446 box, those pills are all the same price. I'm not up in the price, I'm not down in the price. This is, you can pick. So you get a little bit of options. So if you don't like 2290s or you don't like 1446s and you really like 454s, absolutely, I can build you a drive section in that unit like that. I had other people ask me about the 454s in bigger combination amplifiers, and absolutely we can do those. Or I could do those, I should say. There's no we here, it's just Molly and me. But with that said, you'll have options. A lot of builders will give you the same options, but there's no price increase on those options as far as what transistor you decide to run. So if you want 1446s, cool, 2290s or 454s. So that kind of sums that up if anybody had any questions about it, because I have the new price sheet, and I gotta get another thing. It has to be revised one more time. I started to post it up from the old one, and we added the 1446s. My friend Adam, Triple Nickel up in Canada, He did my flyers, and he's done a great job. He's helped me out a great deal with taking and talking me. First thing is to talking me into doing this, to take and drop the price of my boxes down extremely, and the price hike in today's world of materials and tariffs, and just getting stuff to the shop. If I don't have it, I got to get it. But at the end, the price of everything has gone up, and I've gone down in price. So if you guys want a box built by me and it's really good standard quality, this is what I call my standard quality. These are boxes to grab up. So you guys can get your ducks in a row and get your name on a list. I'm not even going to tell you, because it's coming. It's going to get really brutally busy in here. So I'm going to show you the inside of this box. The outside standard sticker. This is what it looks like with a potentiometer on an 8-pill. So basically, I use this sticker to block that hole, and then I'll move the 1, 2, 3 over, or just keep doing the same way. It's however I feel, I guess, when I do this. So that said, let's take a look at the inside of this unit. Like I said, it has two 2290s in it. This is number 001. This is the very first one I've attempted to build in HGs for years. The last time I tried to do this was two 2879s driving 8 2879Cs. Didn't work out. I'll be honest with you, it just didn't work out. Those, in fact, the 8-pill I own today, it was a recall, and I bought the box back, and I kept it, turned it into a straight 8-pill. It's been a great box for me. So this is the configuration I'm doing here in this 2x8. It's a little tight. I wish they would move a few things, like this whole stage over this way about, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch or so. Give me a little bit more room over on this side. The back end, there's enough room because I play everything up forward, and that's just how it is. So has two 106 CFM fans in here with a filter kit, so this thing's getting plenty of air. And if the guys were really wondering, you guys were ever wondering if there is a difference between blowing the air down into a circuit or blowing the air out through the top of the lid and taking fresh air in the back. Now, if any of the old school guys have ever seen original Dave Maids, and still to the day he still does it the same way, is he'll suck the cool air in through here across the heat sink, and then it comes up through here, and the hot air exits out the fans. Now I could do that, but it kind of would do me no good to take this case of fan filters and just toss them in the trash, because you don't need the fan filters if you do that, because you're blowing all the air straight out of the box, and basically any dust that's going to collect is going to happen here. So realistically, if you're going to filter anything, if you're going to run your air system that way, is I would try to figure out some sort of filter for the opening here, something that maybe velcroed on there or whatnot. But it's just different things. Thank you, Will. It's just different things and different thoughts, and everybody has their own thoughts, and that's a good thing. That's how the world comes to whatever you like works for you. You do it that way, and some guys, they never learned any different. One guy taught them, and they stayed in that state of mind and that narrow-mindedness, and they never evolved as far as making a better production amplifier out there. So I've always keep my eyes open. If there's any improvements I can make, or anything that looks a lot cleaner or makes it look a little easier, that's how I take and I build my units. So as far as that goes, this is not a powerhouse, but it will do over 800 bird, I promise you that. So let's take a look at the numbers on this. Let me throw a lid on it, and we will line it up. And I think what I'm going to do with this one first is I'm going to run this thing all the way back, just like I normally do. You guys can wait for the big finale, but I'm going to roll this thing back. Down, down, down we go. All the way down we can go. So I am running an R&R Dustin radio here. It's one I pulled out of my truck. Texas needs to be gone through. It's overdue for a tune-up. So that one will be getting sent back down to Paulie, I guess. This is because he built that radio, and it's been with me for, golly, about 10 years now I've had that radio. So I'll take and get that one back into the shop and probably get it back up on my bench. So, all right, let's take a look at the slug. I'm going to look at a 5-watt slug, input return slug. Look at a 5-watt slug feeding back. That's the communications between my my radio and this amp, because there's no driver. The driver's inside of it. And so we're going to look at a 5-watt slug here, and then we're going to look at a 25-watt slug at the radio drive. So the radio drive is going to be fairly low right now because I'm going to run a radio about 12.4 volts. The voltage we're going to run this amplifier is 14.9 volts, and you're going to see all of the amperage up there. That's why I don't have an amp clamp down here. Not needed. I have the one up top. All right, let's take and give this thing a bump and set a dead key, and let's look at the rest of these slugs. We're going to look at what do I want to look at? I think I want to look at the 2500 in RMS. So we're going to look at 2500, and then we're going to probably look at the 5000 as well on the digital, 1000 RMS analog, and 5000 watts on the peaker tweaker up here on the analog. So, all right, let's light this thing up. Let's see what she's got. Let's get a carrier on it. There we go, got a carrier. All right, so let's take a peek at what's happening with the radio first. Second thing I'm going to do is remove my glasses because they're in my way. All right, here we go. This is just a radio on a 25-watt slug. Top scale, each line is a half a watt. Audio, audio, audio. This is working wattage. Audio, 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 audio. So we're hanging out right at 7 watts because I got this thing back pretty far down. So let's take a look at the input reflection. And that's your input, and that is a 5-watt slug. So we're hanging out right around half a watt or so. Not quite a half watt, but there we go. And here is 1000 watt. Each line is 20, bottom scale. And we're going to take a look at that. All right, this thing's back all the way down, 8 till all the way down. So I'm doing about 360 to 380 bird. So that tells you what this is doing. It's working. This attenuation is working well. There's your voltage and amperage on the amp. Audio, 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 audio. So we're pulling about 64, 65 amps. So if you take and you look at the output, audio, 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 you're like, well, that's kind of a lot of amperage for only 360 watts. A 5-pill will draw about 60, 65 amps if you think about it. All right, why is that? Because you have twice as many pills in here, you got to feed them. So that's where the amperage comes in. Audio, 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 audio. So we're hanging out right at 380 RMS. And let's look at the digital real quick. And this is in 2500 mode. And we'll take a look at this. Audio, 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 375. Now, let's see what that peak is going to be. All right, let's take a look at the peaker, tweaker, peaker, tweaker, tweaker, peaker. 1425 watts for the peaker, guys. All right, let's look at this analog 5K real quick. Audio, audio, audio. Each line's 100 audio, audio. So it's showing right at 400 on this one, which is close, 25 watts. Here's your peaker, tweaker, 5 kilowatt slug. Each line's 100 watts. Audio, 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 audio. Hanging out right about 1500 on the peak. Now, that's backed all the way down. So if you're a peaker, tweaker, man, you can leave now because it's not going to increase too much more, but the RMS is going to come up. So if you want to learn a little bit and you're just a peaker, tweaker, hang out because I'm going to show you something. All right, so I just ran this all the way down. And this is my pika, 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 pika. All right, RMS, 1000 watt slug, audio, 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 audio. Not quite 400. Now we're gonna turn this up. We're gonna go all the way up with it. Let carrier down. All right, cool enough. Now let's look at same radio drive. Audio, 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 audio. All right, here's your input reflection. Audio, 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 audio. All right, still hanging out around half watt. Now it's all the way open with a soft radio hitting 22290s. Now 22290s, I believe, only have 2 chips in them, like the 1446s. Now, I haven't broken them to tear them apart to find out. So if anybody does know, you type it in my thing, because I haven't tore apart any 2290s yet. Why? Because I ain't blowed them up, and I ain't came across any that had been blowed up. So there you go, audio, audio, audio. There's your 800 audio, 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 audio. 1, 2, 3, 4, audio, 1, 2. So she's bouncing between 750 and 800 with a super soft radio. Audio, 1, 2, super soft radio. All right. Now here's your RMS on digital. Audio, digital, 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 digital. All right, there hit 700. Now let's see that peak. What happened? Peaker, tweaker, audio, audio, 1700. So I picked up about 200 watts on my peak, but I picked up almost double almost double over here. 800 went almost 400, a little over 800, so right at 800. So I think that's pretty cool, and that's wide open. Now, that's for the soft radio guy. You go out there and have a lot of fun with a softer radio. Now, do you want to make more power? We can squeeze some more power out of it. Now, I'm going to bring it up to about right here, and then we're going to 13.3. The radio is tuned at 14.2. And we already know what a Dustin radio will do. It'll get up and scat. So, same carrier. All right, we're cool with that. Now, let's just take a look right at the RMS. And take a look. Audio, 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 audio. So we picked up like almost 100 watts. How about the peak? Hey, peaker, did we pick up any? I don't know. All right. Let's see. Peaker, peaker, tweaker, tweaker, audio, audio, audio. 17, 17, 25 on the top side. Let's see what the analog's saying, the 5 kilowatt. Audio, 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 audio. Show me 17 there. Now let's take one more thing here. Let's take and go down to the 5 kilowatt here on the digital. And it's, all right, audio, peaker, tweaker, audio, peaker, tweaker. So that's about 18 there. So I think, honestly, the 2500 is truer at this stage, and it matches this at this stage, and that's cool. I'll take a lower number. So now we just turned up the radio a little bit. Let's go up and look at amperage and voltage real quick. Audio, 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 audio. A solid 14.8, audio, 1, 2, 3. So about 116 was the max I seen on there. 116 amps. That's pretty affordable. You guys can do that with a pretty small alternator, really. Alternator and a good battery. So let's set this about 14.2, and let's see if there's any more increase. Because honestly, the radio puts out so much power, and now you're going to take and start overdriving the transistors. Now it'll take it, and the potentiometer is kind of like the fuse. So let's see what the radio is doing now. Audio, audio, audio. It's working at 8.5 bird. Let's cut it off. Audio, audio, audio. So we lost about a watt in translation in going through the circuit. All right. Now let's see what we got our performance at 14.2. Input reflect real quick. Audio 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, that's a 5 watt slug. Audio, hello. All right, here is your RMS 1000. Audio, 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 audio. So we picked up like another 25 watts. So you're seeing it's coming to a quick end on this. Let's see the peak. Audio, peaker, tweaker, peaker, tweaker, tweaker, peaker. 1675. All right, we're not picking up anymore. Audio, 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 audio. It's all jiving. We're not picking up any more. So let's see if we can see it. And we'll go right here where I always run, 14.9. Carrier goes up because the wattage went up. Okay, set that. Here we go. And here we go. Audio, 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 audio. So we gained more in RMS, but did we gain any more in peak? Audio, 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 audio. Maybe another 25 watts. It's just really, you're just cutting hairs in half right here. Audio, audio, audio. So the only way you're going to make more power out of any amplifier on the planet is if you add what? More volts. Guess what? Your peak will increase. Your RMS will increase 1 volt. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to increase 1 volt. I hadn't even did this test, so if she goes kapooey on me, I'm human. All right, so let's take and fire this up. Get that one going. I'm going to light this up. Here we go. I changed my bench, so I only have to move 1 wire now. All my grounds go together. Kind of nice. Okay. Now we increase 1 volt. Now we're going to look at this one right here, but I can look at my amperage over here. So first off, let's look at our voltage. Audio, 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 audio. 15.6. I was at 14.8, so I'm not quite a full volt. Here's your amperage. Audio, audio. Oh, she's eating now, boys and girls. 130 amps. Yes, sir. So let's take a look at my radio and see if that allowed any more power to enter the amplifier. Why would that happen? Because you have more voltage. So opens the door a little wider. Audio, audio, audio. Sure did. I picked up a watt that I lost earlier. All right, now here's your input reflection. Audio, audio, audio. It went up a little bit. I'm driving this thing now. 1,000 watt scale. Each line's 20. Audio. See you later. You're in the corner. Let's look at the RMS down here. Audio, audio. 1025. Let's look at the RMS up here. 5 kilowatts. Each line is 100. Audio, audio, audio. Going good 11 there. Let's look at the peak on both of them. Yeah, peaker, tweaker, audio. 1925. Peak is on here. 100 watts a line. Center scale. Audio, 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 audio. Woo, she's getting up there. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. 1950. Wow, wow, wow. 1950. Yeah. So, yeah, I love that, man. Any way you cut it. Any way you want to cut it, that's a little one-piece box that'll make 1,000 watts. For the most part, it'll make about 1,000. Thing was running. I was looking up some stuff. I was trying something. My SDR is in here, and Knockout sent me this box, and I have to get ready to try to hook that up again. First time was not successful. I need a different patch cord, I think. So back to this unit, and where is Molly at? I don't know where she's at. She's out. She's out and about. Let me go see if I can find her. Hey, Molly, come here. What you doing? Huh? Wait, you been reading the paper? Put on your glasses. You put on your glasses. You kicked them off. Come on, let's go in here. Come on. What you got happening, Molly? What's happening? Sit. Sit, Linda. How are you? How's things going? You a good girl? You gonna wave? Yeah, you're a good girl, huh? So what's been up? You been hanging out? What are you doing? You going to get a bath on Friday and get your nails done? Yes, you're gonna be so pretty. Yes, you are. You're gonna be so pretty, aren't you? You're a good girl. Yeah? Well, I suppose I got a treat for you. I got a treat for you. What are you gonna do for this? Huh? What are you gonna do for that? You want that? You gonna wave? Come on, wave to me. Come on, do better than that. You can do better. You wave. Come on. There you go. You're a good girl, aren't you? So, I think Molly's like 8 years old now. She's getting old too. Well, here you go, boys and girls. This is a 2x8 with 2290s in it. I kind of wanted to build it with 1446s, but the guy really requested 2290s, and I said, I got you, and we took in and did it. So there you have it. This is tuner bars, and I love them. They're great things. So, let's see here. Oh, your dog Cleo says rough. Hey, Molly, remember Cleo from the Bayou? Huh? You remember your friend Cleo, the brown border collie, brown and black? Remember Cleo? You remember your friend Cleo in Louisiana? Yeah. All right, Monkey. Good job, man. So I don't have a lot more to go on this one. I am putting 3 6-gauge wires in here. I could have dropped down to 2, but I figure I got this drive stage in here, and I've been doing it this long, and I have like a lot of this wire, so I don't have a problem giving you guys some good B+. Now on the back end, you still have the ground bolt system. Remote jack's got a ground hooked up to it, and it's a 5/16 bolt. So I highly suggest anybody that hooks up a linear amplifier in their vehicle, and as far as they want as base station too, you don't have to, but go and pick up some of these LC connectors. They're really nice. They're twist lock. We've put mega amps across these things, and they don't fail. They just don't fail. So they twist, they lock, and if you look, what I do is I take some braid and I put the 3 wires together, and I take the braid and wrap it around the 3 wires, and then put them in the jacket. So the keeper nut, the keeper bolt, when you drive that in there, it don't spread the wires apart like that, and then you have a whole bunch of wires that aren't really making good contact. So by binding them with some flat braided strap, it's all you need is, you know, maybe 2 inches, and that's it. If you don't need that much, you can push it together and, you know, make it shorter. But at the end of it all, this is honestly the best way to hook up an amplifier. And as far as the ground goes, you bolt it to the chassis, and then it goes to your batteries and then off to ground from your batteries. So, and it don't even hurt to have additional ground coming from the frame and hooking up on your ground bolt. So you can have 2 grounds on there. You could have one, you could put a third, you could put a flat braid on there if you're having RF issues. But if you have RF issues in your truck or vehicle, then you need to probably take that flat braid and crawl under your vehicle and bond the body to the frame in multiple places on both passenger and driver's side, and do the motor and the computer and all that great bonding work that you have to do with your vehicle. And once you're done bonding your vehicle, you've really bonded with your vehicle, because you've been doing it for quite a few hours on your back. So you'll learn, if you ever built a shootout truck or just a skip talking truck, or built a truck properly as best as you could, you're crawling around. If you're not crawling around under that truck, you didn't do the job right. I'll guarantee you that. You got to have those grounds on that thing. So there you have it. Got a good little amplifier here. I think in there right around 1050 on the sheet. It's posted up on my wall. And again, 1446s are not on that wall, but they are, just keep in mind, the same price as 2290 to 454. So there's no price increase with that transistor. So there you have it. Hello James in Mohawk Valley in New York. Oh yeah, hello 66. That's who it is. So there you go. I'm gonna slide out of here. It's Wednesday. I got a few things to do. I got some projects over there. I got that 32 back and running and lost the pill, but fortunately the shipping company destroyed the chassis. I got to put a new chassis on it, but first I got to make sure she's running 100% before I go through all that work. Here you go. It's coming to you real quick there, gentlemen. And that is your 2x8. Hey, listen, thanks for watching. I am on YouTube at 123 Built Chicago, and my Facebook's under Danny Frechette, so you can easily catch up with me. All videos are posted public, so it shouldn't be hard for you to see the videos, so on YouTube or Facebook. Downside of Facebook is after 30 days they drop the post, they take it down. So you got a backup plan, you can go to YouTube. So if you hadn't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, and we'll be off to the races. Next video coming up soon. Hey Mike, thanks again for the songs. You're doing a great job, even retrofitting some of the old ones. So I think it's kind of hard to beat the first versions, to be honest with you, man. But different genres are really cool as well. All right, guys, take it easy, take care, God bless. Thanks for watching. I'm out of here. See ya.